Hi everyone, welcome back and I hope your weekend went well. Have you seen the latest? Yikes, I'm not going to read it out. Now, to some this could come off as quite sweet, but for most it's actually quite offensive. What are we going to do with you, just Harry, old chap? What are we going to do with you, mate? Seriously, no one is taking you seriously because you're all over the place. And this does actually come across, just Harry, that you seem to be having sort of a Remembrance Sunday competition with your family who do actually care. To be taken seriously, you need to get your own house in order first. So what would be great is if you first of all apologise to both sides of your family for the pain and grief you and your wife inflicted upon them, and then ask your supporters to stop attacking your family, especially your nieces and nephews. And instead of whinging and whining all the time and sharing your grief with children that lost their parents due to war, just Harry, war, why don't you make good with what you do have instead of wanting more all the time? Why don't you pay more attention to the Invictus Games, because that was a good thing you started, instead of just turning up now for the cameras? Instead of whinging and whining and wanting more all the time, why don't you, in order to be respected and taken seriously, why don't you maybe help the homeless? Why don't you invest in them? Why don't you make sure they've got the adequate housing they need and the support they need to get off the streets? That would be marvellous if you could just do that instead of penning letters to little children who are really going through a tough time and using your mother as clout, which I find absolutely despicable. And what's all this other thing we've been hearing? I don't know whether you know about it, but we certainly do on the outside. You know your wife, right? You know what she's gone and done. She's decided to, if it's true and allegedly public domain, she wants a table where everyone can come and visit her if they pay $1 million. Can you see why people won't take you seriously? But then again, it could be a speed dating opportunity to try and find husband number 3. You never know with that one. So instead of whinging and whining, just Harry, and being ungrateful and wanting more and clinging to titles that you don't deserve, instead of doing all that, why don't you just do good with what you do have? Then you might be taken seriously, mate. Then you might be respected a bit more. But for now, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.